Sometimes I used to take the subway. People were yelling at me, but when I'm on the train, I didn't look at anybody. So I was like a typical New Yorker. I just looked down at the floor. So, because the thing is, if you make eye contact with people, they get confidence to come over and say, "Are you Frazier? Are you Frazier?" Who else could it be but Clyde? Come on, man. Come on, man.
So this season, it's going to be interesting to see how Tibbs kind of runs these switches with Towns being slow-footed and playing this drop-back coverage. As right here, we're going to see Mikal jump. The jump. And Karl Anthony Towns is the one to recover. I'm not going to lie. Towns had some great effort in this game. Let's look at that again from Towns' perspective on the switches. Mikal jumps. So it's Deuce that actually communicates with Towns on where to be. I can respect the effort from Towns right there. The Timberwolves having a dynamic guard in Edwards. Right here in the pick and roll, looks like Bridges steps up to help out Towns. Because Towns is going to leave Edwards with this open space to take this shot. Edwards has been hot throughout this game. Now deep in the third quarter, the Knicks don't want Edwards pulling up for any more threes. So Bridges is right there to help him out. And now the Knicks begin to rotate. All right, not a bad recovery. So as we take a look at the other side of the coin in transition, Edwards kind of rejects the screen, catches OG. Look at Towns in drop back coverage. Mikal helps out to be a bit of a deterrent, but Edwards is in his bag right here. But again, I'm wondering when the Knicks face a dynamic three-point shooter who's not afraid of pulling up right here. See, Towns in that drop back coverage. His man is throwing the screen. I mean, Mikal is there to help out right now, but it's going to be interesting to see how Tibbs manages these switches. Let's say when the Knicks go up against a guy like Luka or Kristaps Porzingis with the Celtics, with Derek White out there along with Jason Tatum. Here's another pick and roll with a dynamic guard in Edwards. OG is caught. Now look where Towns is at. What Towns is really going to have to work on is keeping his hands up and swiping right here. Just one hand at least right here and the other hand up here to kind of get in his area a little bit. You see Towns' hands is down. You got to have one hand right here, one hand up, making it too easy for Edwards. Now Edwards at this point is hot, but OG gets caught right here. You see Towns? I'm wondering how Tibbs is going to deal with this, because this is just way too much space for Edwards to attack, and Towns is not the type to even be contesting these type of shots. This is where the Knicks are really going to miss Hartenstein. He just had more lateral movement when defending. Rudy sets another pick for Edwards right here. And check out Towns. Just look at Towns this whole time. It's way too open. Let's take a look at that again. Now, as Rudy comes up, Towns has to be the quarterback right here. He should be calling for Josh Hart to step up with Rudy. And then he'll take over the corner. And eventually, depending on how it plays out, they'll switch back. At this point right here, it would be too late for something like that. But Edwards is just way too open. Especially for how hot he was in this game. That's inexcusable. And this is the reason why in the previous segment I had brought up the Rockets Timberwolves series when Tibbs was the coach. It was the same issue. They were getting killed by James Harden and CP3 in the pick and roll, and there were no adjustments, no rotations. So this is going to be interesting to see how Tibbs in 2024 is going to deal with the same scenario here, except now Towns doesn't have the star power that he had in Minnesota to just bitch and complain and want to get Tibbs out of there. But we'll see. Knicks got a long way to go, man. This is going to be a very interesting season. And until next time, you fellas stay safe. Peace.